welcome to the Council of Titos, the show on the Laro-Laro channel that talks about a different kind of game. The reality TV game show that has run for over 2 decades, Survivor. I'm Chief Bisdak, Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Vice Chief Bisdak, Jao Atienza. Good evening, Jao. How are you doing?
You might think I'm Jao right now, but I'm actually a stick bug!
I have a thought about that stick bug later. Anyway, also with us is the man with the thoughts. Martin, how are you doing?
Feeling better compared to last week. Hope everyone's doing finer.
Mhm.
Like Scott Steiner this week compared to how we were all feeling like 7 days ago.
Yeah,
Dear God, I think we all got hit.
we got hit,
Like-
so that's why we actually don't have an
Yeah.
episode from last week.
Completely knocked out last week.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah.
Fever. Anyway,
Yeah, fever, flu, and whatever. What else? Anyway, for tonight, the council will talk about the latest episode of Survivor Season 45 entitled "I'm Not Batman, I'm the Canadian." But before we begin, do consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get updated whenever we come up with new episodes on this channel. And for those of you who don't want to have to look at our mugs whenever we talk Survivor, you can go to wherever you get your podcasts and just search for Council of Titos. And so, without further ado, let's begin. So, gotta say, this has been a lot of the things that happened throughout the season sort of has led towards this episode. Don't you think so, guys?
yeah. Sorry, I'm just enjoying
Whoa.
this a little too
Whoa.
much.
It was that part was actually very, very funny. What made it more funny, actually, it's one of my highs, so I'll just go ahead and start and kick off from there. Was that they were juxtaposing that with Drew talking about him being a leader, himself being a leader, and he's like the beanpole of the entire cast. So he's like, okay, so are they saying that Drew is a stick bug?
He's lanky.
Yeah, he's like
Yes, well, I suppose we should just say it, right? Can we retire the shot in the dark?
Because it's finally been played correctly and at the right
Yeah.
moment.
And it hit, right? Because it's been played correctly in the past.
Mhm. But not at the right
This-
moment, not for the right reason.
Yeah, the last time it hit was for the wrong reason. There were times that it was played correctly but didn't hit, right? Like,
Mhm.
you know, I can now I can kind of see what Survivor is going for with this shot in the dark thing.
Oh man.
Just, you know, it encourages blind sides though. But
Mm.
you know, that's neither here nor there. But that is quite the high, like the shot in the dark hitting, and the shot in the dark hitting after being played correctly.
Mhm.
Sorry, Jamie.
Hey, I gotta say, Jamie crawled so Caleb can fly. All I can say.
Okay.
That's all I can say about that. It's not a
Okay.
sorry, Jamie. It's thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. I don't know if Caleb will need to thank Jamie. But yeah. I still would have preferred that they actually use the token for what it is usually used for, as a die. So
Yeah.
for them to actually roll the die in front of Jeff. Maybe have a dice tower.
Yeah.
Have a dice tower that has the bottom covered, so that they don't find out what the result is until Jeff opens it up.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, should they retire the shot in the dark?
Oh, that'd be cool. That dice tower. They can incorporate this part of season design.
Maybe, eh?
Yeah. Wait, is it just me
Should
or
they?
Jao? Are you frozen?
Jao froze a bit. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You're back.
Welcome back, Jao.
Okay, there we go. Should they retire it though?
There we go.
There we go. It might be the stick bug. It might be
It's
the
the
bug
stick.
that's
It's a stick.
causing you to stick. Should they retire the shot in the dark now that it's finally been done? That it's finally been played well, right?
Maybe, yeah. Like
Mm,
this might be the Michael Jordan shot in '98. Should have retired there. This is the peak. This
Oh,
is
the
the
shot in the
best
dark.
time. Yeah, this is the best time to just say, okay, guys, wrap it up. We can't top this. I mean, worst case scenario, Russell Hans is gonna get an idol run here and there again, get the hidden immunity idol again. So like, just
Why
to
you keep
stop
on
that.
going
Yeah, I
to
mean,
Russell Hans? He's never gonna get invited back to Survivor.
I mean, like back in Samoa, he kept getting the
Oh,
hidden
okay.
immunity idol left and right. So okay, guys, let's quit putting back the idol. It's gonna be Russell again anyway. I think this is where they should stop, hold the horses. Like, yeah, I like this episode. This is where the shot in the dark can stop now. This season, we're good. We're good.
Not unless, say, for example, after today,
Oh yeah.
another shot in the dark is
Oh
played
wow. So
within
this
this
might
season,
be
right?
this might have been the keg that you know starts everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
can
would
see
be
why,
interesting.
I can see why people or why production likes the shot in the dark now.
Yeah.
I can kind of see what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that I thought, like, we haven't been, well, I haven't been like a huge fan of the shot in the dark conceptually, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we can retire it now, but like it gave for a great moment of television and
Mm-hmm.
all of that sort of thing. But then I'm becoming more acutely aware of the fact that the only reason that we think it was done like properly or whatever is because the editors got us to fall in love with Caleb,
With Caleb,
Mm.
yeah.
right? Like if they had edited Caleb differently, then we wouldn't have been as hyped, I guess, for the shot in the dark hitting. But anyway, um point is, it's a high. I like the shot
Yeah.
in the dark play
Yeah.
in this particular episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in conjunction with the shot and the dark play, I also like the fact that Emily, despite the fact that she's with Caleb and already told him that the votes are against him, she still voted Caleb because that way she keeps her cover. She doesn't get her cover blown. Right? If she
Smart.
had voted, say for example, for J Maya right there and then in the first round, although it exposes her because it immediately became either her or J Maya, right? But yeah, good on her for thinking that way to try and keep the alliances with the which one did she have alliances with the Reba?
With everybody.
Well, but primarily with Austin and Drew, right?
Yeah.
Because she voted with them in the last tribal. Yeah. So yeah, good. These two are like really getting primed to be the movers and shakers of this merge.
Speaking of Emily, the thing I find so amazing is that after Caleb was almost voted out, the target went straight to Jay Maya and like not
Not
to
Emily.
Emily.
Mm.
Like, I find that so amazing. Like, she would have been Emily would have and could have been like the easy vote.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
But like, that just speaks so much to her social game, how the target went straight to Jay Maya.
I'm also thinking that what Caleb did, although the logic of it during the discussions, the logic of his argument in putting out the names of J Maya, D, and Mama Julie, the logic of it wasn't really apparent, but I think that he just wanted to get it out there that okay, remember Bello, there are 6 Reba still, so you need to take out one of them so that it's 5 versus 5, and we're in the middle, right? And he wanted to single out the women because he wanted to keep the ties with Drew, Sifu, and Austin, who were all
Right.
safe.
So, for the sake of Caleb, I really do hope that this Reba versus Bello thing, like, gets more heated
Mm.
in the coming episodes, because the shot in the dark, I was thinking, like, cool, the shot in the dark hits, you negated a historic number of votes, because we keep on talking about historic things.
Mhm.
But that might just be like delaying the inevitable. We've seen that in Survivor seasons past where like an idle play just delayed the inevitable.
Yeah.
So like hopefully for Batman, the
So he's now
Reba,
Batman. He's Kawhi.
yeah, even
He's
though he
racking up all of these aliases.
right, the person that denies their own Batmanness is the best candidate for being Batman. Therefore, Caleb is Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for his sake, I hope that the Bello and Reba civil war, it's a civil war now,
Yeah.
like gets really hot next in the coming weeks, just so that he can in a way be protected.
Yeah. Both him and Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other? What about you, Marts? What's your high?
Well, my high, aside from that big revelation that Caleb got that thing, was that, hey, I don't know about you, but you guys, I don't know how to explain this, but I want to go back to the previous episode. I want to give shout outs to Austin how he played the goodwill thing, which was also given to him and
Drew
Basile by
Caleb.
yeah. So like this is 2 straight episodes. Caleb actually had a hand in the votes. He actually had a hand in the outcome. So like I think my next high would be Caleb in general for the past 2 episodes. So like if we didn't have the episode last week, I'd say he was still the survivor of the week, even though he didn't have to be in that like tribal. He still had that influence, and he still is having that influence now. So good on him.
Nice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Caleb really is becoming like the what do you call this?
A kingmaker or something.
The not a kingmaker.
Okay.
I think that he'd prefer to be
He's
the
the
king
king.
rather than the kingmaker. He's really becoming like the most valuable player this season.
He's not gonna be a water boy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I forgot which of the podcasters mentioned it, but one of the Survivor podcasters made the comparison with Jonathan, Jonathan, not Penner, Jonathan,
Young.
The big
Jonathan
one.
Young, yeah,
Okay.
Jonathan Young. If Jonathan Young is like the Thor of the physical game, Caleb is like the Thor of the social game. It's impossible to not see him, which puts him in a pretty precarious situation.
Yeah. And
You know?
and I think that we were also it was also I think that production also really wanted us to see how he was playing his social game because they could have just as easily uh opted not to show it, and then we will just find out during the exit interviews that, oh, you know what, Caleb was going around and doing all of this and all of that, when we'd end up like, oh really, we didn't see that, because that's happened in previous seasons, right? That something actually was happening behind the scenes, or that got edited out, but that actually influenced the game. So yeah, I think that they also meant for us to see that, partly because Jao, as you mentioned earlier, they wanted us to fall in love with Caleb and the way that he plays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, goes back to the game now having evolved to becoming putting a lot of premium on the social aspect of the game more than the strategic and the physical. Although in all three aspects, Caleb is sort of is no slouch, right?
Yeah. Although one could argue that it isn't very strategic to be that good socially.
True.
Like
True.
the target gets put on his back immediately, but
Yeah.
you know,
He's
he's
hoping that the social the bonds, the connections that he's made will protect him from any strategy that might come after him.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Um
Yeah, just going back to that stick bug, another another bug that Another bug that I really like them showing was, I don't know if you noticed it during one of the confessionals of Bruce, where he was talking about Caleb being a social butterfly, going from one person to another, talking to them, asking them about stuff, and juxtaposing that with him, not with and no one talking to him, right? And while he was doing that, he was talking about, oh, yeah, he's a butterfly going from one yada yada yada, and then off in the corner of the screen, the production actually, I don't know if that was real, but I'm guessing that they just put that in. There was a butterfly floating around in the corner of
Oh,
the screen.
right.
I did not notice that.
Wait,
I'm
was
gonna
that
have to.
before or after like Bruce was talking about Caleb being that kind of butterfly?
He was exactly at that point
At
while he
that
was
point,
talking
okay,
at
yeah.
that confessional, and then off in the lower left corner there was like a butterfly moving around. I was like, this has, I don't know if if it was, if he saw the butterfly and then
Yeah.
he pointed it out, or he just said something and then Prod is like, ooh, this is gonna be fun,
Wow.
let's put a butterfly in.
Or maybe they were prodding him to like, is he a social butterfly in your view? Like, yes, he's a social butterfly because there was a butterfly, and they're like, oh yeah, I think I got the shot, guys.
But yeah, that was a production high for me. It was nice if whether or not it was there and then they got the shot or they added it post prod. It was fun because it added a little bit more to what Bruce was talking about.
So, I'm trying to look for it. I'm just like scrubbing through the episode.
Yeah. What's another high for you, Martz?
Well, for me, now that you mention it, yeah, it's that shot, not the butterfly. I like also how they're giving, well, maybe it's editing, but Bruce is having a lot of quote unquote strategizing showcase in the past two episodes. Like, oh, who do you guys want out? I want Caleb out. Are you sure? Yeah, I want Caleb out. You know,
He's
not much
he's
really strategizing, but quote unquote strategizing. I just find
Mm.
it very amusing on my part. So yeah.
they're starting to paint him as a villain.
Yeah.
Like he's our villain. We thought the dynamic was going to be Bruce hero, Emily villain, but
Mhm.
as it turns out, the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Like this is the Bruce heel turn these past couple of episodes
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly.
because he's turning against the ultimate babyface in Caleb.
And he even had that. Well, I did put it as a high one. We funny you mentioned both Emily and Bruce. I love the fact that Emily has really developed, progressed in terms of her social game, and so much so that as soon as they were on the beach together, she went up to Bruce and said that she needed to apologize to Bruce, and then Bruce was all like, "Oh, it's okay, water under the bridge, whatever, whatever." And then we cut to a confessional of him saying that, okay, I'm all, when I'm in front of her, I'm like, I'm all whatever, everything's all good, but then underneath he's like, I'm coming after you.
Oh no.
He's
Yeah.
he's playing a really old school game, huh?
Yeah.
In the sense that like he's uh I forgot who it was, but made the comparison to how Boston Rob would have wanted to play. Like we don't talk to the enemy.
Mm.
It's like try to keep as much control over the communications within the tribe as possible and all of that sort of thing. And that's just not Survivor anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like loyalty means nothing in Survivor except when it does.
And I think that if I remember correctly, in the next week on, it was him saying that about saying something about the Reba Bello Civil War, right?
Hmm.
It was his confessional, I think, that they got the soundbite from, and it might be only him thinking that, right? It might not
Yeah,
actually be something that everyone else is thinking about because of the
yeah.
fact that he does think that way, right?
So here's hoping though that it does happen for the sake
Yeah,
of Caleb,
for the sake of Caleb.
for the sake of Caleb. I'm getting I'm getting less winner vibes from Caleb now, though.
Mm.
Like I'm starting to get more Kelly winner vibes, and
Oh,
Oh wow.
but
Okay.
she's
yeah,
been
she
she's been really like under the radar, which is like the whole new era
yeah
thing, right?
yeah she's getting that sort of edit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's being edited like a female winner, which is really sad that we have to say it like that.
Mm.
Um, Emily is being edited like a male winner.
Oh.
So like I can get those, you know, I'm getting those vibes, and I'm seeing it less and less from Caleb. Like in the beginning, yeah, totally we were getting Caleb winner vibes. But then in the same way that Ricard was a bit of a survivor savant,
Mm-hmm.
like eventually we start seeing how his target gets bigger and bigger
Ooh.
fairly early on in the merge until like he gets um you know until they take the shot.
Yeah,
So I get the feeling that Caleb might be kind of going in that direction, which is I guess that's the game now, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm getting now a lot more Jesse vibes from Caleb, the guy who almost got there, whom we all
Yeah.
wanted to get
Yeah.
there, but just got eliminated right when he was about to win it, everything.
I would have I would have liked I liked the little theory that I had right at episode 1 though, where Caleb takes Emily to the end as a goat and then
Mm.
Emily wins.
Mm.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
that's my that's my fan theory. That's my Mephisto shows up at the end of one division theory.
Yeah.
But speaking of winners, my canonical winner pick, that was such a high. His I lost my ring.
Mm.
I lost one of
Love
my
I lost
rings,
my
ring.
ring,
guys.
bro.
Yeah, like whoa, very very smart. But then like, what if Katura decides to help him, right?
Oh
Yeah.
Like,
no.
oh, what's this? But really smart though. Like,
Yeah.
gotta find a way to, uh, gotta find a way to make it look like to justify the digging. The sort of, um, you can tell that he's a theater guy,
Mm.
Mhm.
right? Because his blocking has motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like movement needs to have motivation,
Yeah.
and so he's like, so what is the reason that I'm going to be doing this digging? I
Yeah.
know,
I,
I
I lost my
supposedly
ring.
lost my ring. Like, oh, theater guy.
I actually had that noted here as well. But my question is, what I wonder what would have happened if Bruce never found the idol, right? What would have
Ooh.
happened? He would have gone
um
to the merge beach without a vote. And
yeah
would they have replaced the idol there?
um probably, I don't know, because
Yeah, maybe.
And would he
as
get
far
another
as
beware advantage clue?
well, what's it, the Jeff Probst podcasts have been quite informative.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that Survivor would just out and out publish the
The rules.
parchments
Oh, the parchment.
like on the website,
Mm-hmm.
because like it really isn't important to the average viewer when Bruce can get his vote back, but for people that follow it a little bit more closely, or
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, it would be nice to know. They never mention it on the show, but apparently on the parchment it says the idol will die once the merge happens and he gets his vote back.
Oh, so he
So
doesn't
like,
have an idol anymore.
I don't
Oh
know,
wow.
if he doesn't find it, it
Oh,
dies, and
okay,
then he
okay.
get yeah. Sorry, if he doesn't
Ah.
find it, it dies, and he gets his vote back. Like
Oh,
that would have
Alright.
been that would be nice to know. It isn't something that was needed for the show because he ended up finding the idol. But
mhm.
you know, it'd be nice if they published the parchment on their website or something, just so that people who want to like look for it
Mhm.
can find the information, and we don't have questions like,
Yeah.
is he not going to have a vote until final four or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
and another interesting thing that Jeff Probst mentioned, which was also an answer to one of our previous questions, was For the Beware Advantage Wild Goose Chase, right? Or
Oh, okay.
the
Who owns
these
the Beware
steps, right?
Advantage?
Yeah. Yeah. If somebody else finds the idol, that is the idol of the person that found it.
Oh.
But the person that found the Beware Advantage parchment gets their vote back.
Ah.
Okay.
And finds out about it at the voting booth, because usually they get a parchment that says like you can't vote, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If the idol is found, then when they get back to the voting, or when they get to the voting booth at tribal, they get an empty parchment.
Mm.
So that's
That signals them.
It would
yeah.
be nice if like they actually have a parchment that says
Oof.
the Beware Advantage idol has been found, and thus you have your vote back. It creates a more
Drama.
Among Us kind of drama, right? Like, oh no,
Yeah.
someone found it, right? I mean, it spells it out for also more for us viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
apparently that's how that particular mechanic works.
Okay.
Um,
Oh.
again, right? What could have been, but
Yeah.
D and Mama Julie ended up giving the idol to them anyway, so
Yeah.
not important. But would have been nice to know. Again, publish it on
Published the
the website CBS, please.
yeah. Oh yeah, and another thing. So the Bello Beware Advantage was never found. So that's dead.
Yeah.
And so does that mean that there is another idol in the merge beach? Are they gonna add another idol in the merge beach or advantage in the merge beach? Right?
I'm going to say of course, because it's new era Survivor. Even if all of the idols were found at the original beach, they probably throw an idol or 50 in the new beach just to like mess with them, right? Like that's what they like the birdcage idol last season. Everybody had the birdcage idol, and we still had a bunch of advantages from the on the merge beach. And like one of them was even up a tree, like
Yeah.
And they they didn't end up finding a couple of them, but they were there.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's the discussion on idols and advantages. So what do we have right now? Austin has what does he still have?
An idol?
Just an idol, right?
And the advantage thing, because J Mai is already gone, so his
Oh, it's
power
now,
in the other one
It's
is
to steal a vote now.
It's
Now
steal a
steal a
vote,
vote.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
steal a vote.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Wait,
Bruce has an idol.
Bruce has an idol.
He has an idol.
And Kelly has
the other
sandwich,
one.
the sandwich.
The sandwich
advantage.
amulet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say that Austin was like, yes, that puts a target on your back, so that incentivizes people to take each other out. But at the same time, I also feel really bad for Jay Maya, because she was pretty much playing with nobody and didn't have anything. And so like as small as that trinket is, it was a big deal for her to be able to have something that she could hold on to as a game mechanic that she could use.
Yeah. What was it when there were still three?
Extra vote.
An extra vote.
An extra vote.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I do have to give props to Jay. I actually think that Jay Maya might have been more strategic than she was shown to be.
Oh yeah.
She had, I think
Are
she
we
had a lot
gonna-
of machinations in her head, but it's just like what you said, Zhao. She had the misfortune of not having anyone on her side, so she didn't have anyone to strategize with, and that just goes to show the importance that the social game has in the new era Survivor. I mean, you can be the most strategic person on the tribe, but if you are not able to make connections, your strategies won't do you any good.
Are we gonna go to our lows, because that's like,
Oh,
because
is that a low for that?
That's a low.
It's one of your lows. Actually, I have one
I mean,
more.
Jeremiah. I mean,
Yeah,
let's
yeah, I do have
Okay.
one more. I like the fact that they repurposed some of their old stuff for a new challenge. Uh, and it wasn't this was pointed out in No Buffs. They didn't do the whole wraparound net anymore, so it was now the whole cargo net on the mud, and then they had to do like
Mm.
bull. Then they had to like headbang their way to get to the other side,
Uh,
and they repurposed that ball. Right, that ball used to be something that they needed to push from one side to the other, and now it was just something that they needed to get over. They probably couldn't find it in themselves. Production probably couldn't find it in themselves to destroy it yet, so they needed to
Mhm.
use it again.
yeah.
Right, and a bit of a scare for me. I really thought that both Jake and Kelly, got injured in the cargo net
Yeah.
while they were going down the cargo net. And yeah, and Martin, you gotta be happy. I mean, well, it wasn't Bastille, but it was Drew who actually solved that puzzle for
Oh
the
yeah.
their group.
All I can say is there's a little Basile in there.
Hmm.
Maybe Drew, Basile, maybe the third guy Bastille is there too. But I'm slowly seeing the two personas merge. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing going into the merge,
Oh man,
just mixing it up
I'm
a bit.
I I really don't like Basile, because he was the one that took out my boy Brando.
You got to
Yeah.
take the good with the bad. But I guess this is
Yeah.
where we go the low now.
Oh, you
Yeah.
see, Basile turned down the Pokemon Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned down the Pokemon Alliance, and that
Maybe he's a
spelled trouble
Digimon
for
guy,
Brando.
like
No, he
you
plays
know.
He
Pokemon
plays
professionally,
Pokemon. Yeah.
or he played Pokemon professionally. Like, I'm sure he was at the
Uh,
recent World Championships in Osaka or something.
okay.
But like, you know, I just have to say this. All of the podcasters last week were talking about, like, oh, I don't understand anything that Brando was saying. What are these shiny odds, 1 in 400, blah blah blah. And I
Hey,
was like, hey man, I know exactly what he was
yeah.
saying.
Thank you,
like
Pokemon Go.
like like legendary Pokemon from gyms is a boosted shiny of like 1 in 20 or something. Anyway,
I
Uh,
um,
don't have an idea of what that is.
ah, all right.
I used to. I used to play. I know. I used to teach how the Pokemon trading card game was played way back
Oh wow.
when it started.
The
But
very
I've
first gen.
forgotten. Yeah, but I've forgotten all of it already. Anyway, let's go ahead. Do you have any more highs, Joe?
I mean, the whole episode. I
Yeah.
still think this is, this is best episode of the new era, like so far. you know, like it's right up there.
Yeah.
So much of what's gone on in the past 2 years, as you said, built up to this particular episode.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, the whole episode is a high, in the same way that the whole season is a high, and we've been talking about this ad nauseum. But um, the 90-minute episodes are making it so much better. So uh, there, lows, J
Lows. Let's go
Maya.
ahead to our lows. J Maya.
Yay, Maya.
J Maya. They did her dirty.
Yeah.
They
Mm.
did her dirty.
Yeah.
In the same way that they, like, um in the same way that they under edit the just before merge boot.
Hmm.
Oh, right.
Like Lydia was under edited in 42. I'd like to think Ellie was under edited in 43. 44 was Josh.
Hmm.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Josh was kind of under edited as well. Josh or Sarah, right?
Yeah.
Depending on, I think I think it was Josh
It
who
was
was
Josh this
the,
year.
yeah. So like, I'm sure they had better strategic games. It's
Mhm.
just this position is traditionally a position that gives you a bad edit. if the past couple of seasons have been anything to go by. So that's why I'm wearing red. It's like the blood of J Maya. Like,
It's a J Maya tribute episode.
I'm sure that you got a lot of like you were like excited when she was talking about how the pre-merge was the verse, telling the story, and the merge was, what did she call the merge?
I don't know. I really
chorus?
don't like. I don't like all of her music stuff. Whatever. It is, I'm not a. I'm not a fan of like metaphors that hit close to home.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why. I find it kind of corny. But I don't know. She was done dirty. Also done dirty by her tribe. Like, what did she do to deserve to be a pariah?
Yeah.
Like, absolutely nothing. She was probably like the most Reba strong out of all of them.
Exactly.
And then she got kicked out. Like,
she was like the most loyal number.
Yeah.
And like I remember that thing that Dee said when she was all like, "Oh yeah, we'll vote her out and she'll be mad, but then she'll we'll forgive us later or whatever." Like, I really wanted J Maya in her exit interview to be like, "No, I'm still tremendously bitter." Like, none of that. Like, we'll be friends later. Like I was the most loyal number and you were too stupid to see it. Like.
Yes.
And I'm going to take so much pleasure when D is voted out, and we will be here, and we will look back and I'm going to say something like, if she hadn't voted out J Maya and needlessly spilled J Maya's blood, then like D might have gone farther in the game.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying how like
it should have been Sifu. Just saying.
Yeah, but then again, he was safe.
He was safe, man.
Yeah.
I agree. It should have been Sifu. I don't quite like him. Anyway, you were saying, Martin.
I'm happy Zhao is now a J Maya fan after first couple of our episodes in this season. He was not so fan, like as he said, on her music or anything. And I was kind of high as J Maya. Final two with Austin. Well, obviously she's not going to be final two, but since maybe in a couple of seasons, hopefully, maybe not, like maybe in 5 more seasons after this, there will be a returning season. What I see about J Maya, like, yeah, she's the low, like, we could have just voted out someone else less loyal. I feel like she has this Kelly Wigglesworth upside, like just like Kelly in her first first season with the blood versus water thing. She was like this underrated kind of strategic mind in her tribe. She just got voted out because of the swap or something. She didn't even make it to the merge or pre-merge. But when she came back with like Cass and the other guys like Varner and stuff, she showed her like skills and she actually, became a bit more notorious. Maybe this is just the first part we'll see of J Maya. Hopefully she does come back and then, get some revenge. Well, not maybe on D, but maybe on the person that might be winning this season. Maybe be the mastermind.
Chances.
Yes, like second chances with J Maya. And lo and behold, the guy who won was Sifu. Yikes.
Why would he be in second chances though if he's the guy who won? But anyway, yeah. Yeah, like I said in my high, I think that J Maya was a little bit more strategic than she was shown to be. It goes back yet again to the emphasis that Survivor has been placing on the social game rather than the strategic or even the physical game. So yeah, I actually didn't expect J Maya to get that far in the game. I personally have no opinions about her music nor her personality. It just probably she was never able to make those connections, and the one person she was closest, quote unquote, to make the connection with, it wasn't a smooth connection because they couldn't harmonize. Her and C4
Yeah.
didn't harmonize at all.
Oh man. Oh man, they were. That was really sad. That was really sad.
Yeah, that was just yeah. Anyway, I think that you mentioned Joe that D was saying that I will float her out and then she'll be friends with us afterwards. She said this at the sanctuary, right? That would during that. Oh no, yeah, no, it
I
wasn't
think it
there.
was during a confessional. It was
Like
during a
during
confessional.
confessional. Oh,
Yeah. So, when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, no, Jay Maya, please still be angry." I was really hoping for that. Like during the exit interviews, you'd be like,
yeah.
"Nope, we aren't on good terms," and it would have been fine. It's just that she mentioned it during the episode that we would be on good terms, so we're not.
And speaking to the attempts of J Maya to be social, that welcome sign was. I mean, she said that they should make a welcome sign, and she actually did make a welcome sign.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like what Mama Judy said, it was cute, but ultimately it was inconsequential. No one would. I mean, Julie said that she doesn't know if she had the energy to do it. I mean,
Oh
we
man.
saw that while they were together on the beach, the welcome sign was being stepped all over. I mean, they were stepping all over the welcome sign, so it's like, okay, yeah, J Maya doesn't needs to maybe Martz, if she is able to work on her social game, she can probably get far if she does come back for a
Mm-hmm.
second chances. But if she keeps playing the way that she played here, she's not gonna get anywhere, even
Oh
with a second
yeah.
chance invitation.
Oh, second chance. I really want another. I really want another second chances, like returning season.
Yeah,
But again, they're for the most part doing really well with their casting.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, except for those first three of this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like the first three Lulu outs. No, no,
Yeah.
we're good. Our life is fine, guys.
Mm.
Our life is
Brandon was okay television, man.
Yeah.
I still stand by that. Like, I still stand by the you know there are he's still like one of our Schadenfreude kind of like
okay.
like casting choice, not casting choice, but like a Schadenfreude character,
Mm.
where we can vicariously live out like our dreams and see it like crushed
Russian
before our
bird.
very eyes. Like
It's like a car crash you can see in HD.
yeah,
Lovely.
it's good. It was pretty good TV.
Yeah. So
Apparently, no more quits for the rest of the season.
no, that's good.
Please do.
No
Yeah,
more
please.
medivacs.
As
No medivacs.
sweet.
I don't
We've
know.
been thinking
I don't
about
know.
Jake possibly getting medivac because of that. His
I hope
fits.
not. I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, according to Jeff, no more quits for
Mm.
the rest of the season. Which I hope he's not just blowing smoke up our asses,
Mm.
as he does sometimes.
Mhm.
Well, one thing I do want to see is I want them to go back. I mean, I want the sanctuary to actually be somewhere where something good actually happens.
Yeah,
He brought it back, sanctuary, where good things happen.
Oh,
But I mean, for the past times that it's been used, they've just been eating. There wasn't
mhm.
really anything that happened. I'm waiting for a hidden advantage clue somewhere there, right? And how can you
yeah,
say that people eating while they're caked in mud is something good happening in the sanctuary? They could have at least gotten a shower there, right? They should
Oh
have
yeah,
installed a
that's
shower there or something.
that's a good point. Why did they not?
All right?
Or at least
yeah.
wash their hands. Did they? I think they
They
kind of
ate with
did. Did they?
muddy hands, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's not good thing. That's bad thing. That's a bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That
I'm
sucks.
sanctuary for me. It has not lived up to what it's being billed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Good things
Happen.
didn't
Wink.
happen.
No, yeah.
Wink.
Where
What
good
do
things
you
happen. Oh
What
god.
did you guys think of the the immunity challenge, like that whole thing? Because like I kind of have a low there.
No, what was it about?
I
Oh,
kept
the puzzle.
like
The puzzle.
Yeah.
I kept getting scared because wasn't that how Bruce got injured in the first place? In the first up.
Yeah, if you noticed, he actually went in sideways. So he really. I mean, we've
Yeah.
had a couple
He
of those.
learned. He learned.
We've had a couple of those already in this season,
Yeah,
where he had to go underneath, and he's learned. Yeah,
yeah. But
Yeah.
but yeah, the puzzle.
that puzzle right at the very end,
It
you know,
was. They say
that
it's a
was
great
barely a
equalizer.
puzzle.
Yeah, it's not even a
That
great
was
equalizer. It didn't require a lot of. So yeah, it might have been Bastille, Martz, who solved it for the blue team. It might
I
not
think
have been
so.
Drew. Yeah, it might
I
not have
really
been
think
Drew because
so.
Drew is the more intelligent side of him.
Yeah,
Bastille is the guy who just I don't know wings everything.
he went unga bunga.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like it was barely a puzzle. I like a good Rebus puzzle, but you know, like it really wasn't a puzzle.
This
Mm.
felt like a puzzle where you can put in a freaking burger ad. If you know what I mean. I don't know if it's just me. It's like, oh yeah. So what promo is this? 4 for Fridays on Subway sandwiches featuring Austin from Survivor. Like,
Oh man, that guy had better get like some sort of endorsement deal with
yeah, man.
the Subway or something.
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Let's
Like,
just let's just hope he doesn't have anything like shady in his past to do
like
with
Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. So that puzzle was completely and utterly useless.
Yeah.
And like looking at the tribe breakdown, when they drew their rocks
Mhm.
for who's going to be on which side, I was like, this is proof that it isn't rigged.
Mm.
Because that was like one of the worst draws.
Yeah. It's so lopsided.
Yeah. And again, the puzzle could have helped, but like that was barely a puzzle. So
Yeah.
good on you, Survivor, for doing something new. Just
Do something good as well.
do something. Yeah, a little bit more balanced differently, I guess.
Well, it did give us that nice Kelly quote. You've got a lot of big guys in that team, but I've never been afraid of big guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is indeed what she said.
Yeah. So yeah. So challenge would have. It was nice that it was new, but yeah, that puzzle.
Yeah.
Marts, any other lows?
That's it for me too, man.
No. Okay.
I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, but what did you guys feel about the beware advantage of Bruce? I mean, we had a couple of beware advantages where it was totally new. They had to crack a code to find where they're supposed to dig, and then the other one was they had to melt the candle in order to get to the idol. And then this one, it is hidden in the center of your camp.
It felt like they were rushing it because they knew they were gonna move out the tribes, I guess. Like, you know, if you can't dig this, if you can't even get this, I'm sorry, you're just dumb. I think that's what's like. Oh, here, middle of your camp, dig it as fast as you can. Not saying we're gonna move the story forward, but please dig us as soon as you can. After you read us, do it now, fast. You know, like
yeah, yeah. Like it kind of makes sense, assuming that it was assuming that it was meant to, assuming that it was put there and you know recently. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Assuming that it was put there shortly before they had to merge, I guess it makes sense. But like it kind of sucks that it wasn't one of those you have to sacrifice a vote to. Like it was a bit more powerful than the initial idols. Because it was just a full-on immunity idol. So I they're showing their tendencies. like
Because
like this,
they really want people to have immunity idols. That's basically it, right?
yeah. Or trinkets, I guess, right? Because
Mm.
like they showed a lot of restraint for those first couple of idols that you have to sacrifice and it gets better with like
Good time.
it was so there was more of a choice, but this one was but then on the flip side, like thinking about it, if it were found by say like a J Maya, for example, who really doesn't have any strong social bonds and would want to have an idol that perhaps nobody knows about, that's one of the hardest idols to obtain because it's right in the middle of the camp. It's just that we're in an era of Survivor where advantages are group advantages and not strictly personal advantages anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I really found it anticlimactic for them to actually do that. They just really wanted it to be found, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This idol, the Bruce idol, just like Bruce, is pretty old school.
Yeah.
Like like this is something
In the
that
middle of camp.
would have done well as like a twist in an older season where idols weren't public knowledge.
Mm.
Where like it was only 2 or 3 people in
Yeah.
the entire like game that knew about an idol. Sort of like Survivor China. I keep going back to that as an example of like the idol that was
On top.
like Gabler, right? The hiding in plain sight idol. Like that's what I keep on thinking about. Like in that era, or maybe even into like the 20s or whatever, like having this as the beware advantage would have been great.
Yeah.
But it seems too old school for the new era, if I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does, naman. Any other lows, Joe?
No, J Maya. Oh, J Maya.
Maya.
Press F for respects.
Everybody like listened to her song about like crosswords. It's a pretty good song.
Did she have like the verse and then the whatever there?
It's actually a really clever song. The lyrics are quite clever.
Yeah.
It was so heartbreaking, man, when she was like the child in me is very happy right now, or whatever that was. It's like no.
Tragic.
J Maya had to die for Caleb to live. Is this the trade-off that I wanted?
Caleb, two Jays did that. First was Jamie shot in the dark. Now it's J Maya's blood. And they're all J's before K. As in Caleb. As in Caleb.
Okay. All right. So, if there are no other lows, let's go ahead with our predictions. Starting with whose line is it actually? The title for next season, the next episode is "The Thorn in My Thumb." Who you got?
I'm just gonna make fun of Kathura and Bruce's issue. So it's gonna be Kathura again. It's like
yeah,
it's merged, but Bruce is still here. He's like a thorn in my thumb. He's not the stick anymore, but he's a thorn.
Yeah, I should have either Bruce or Kathura as well.
Yeah.
I don't want you, Bruce. I don't even like you, Bruce. Something like that.
Because it actually seems that they're the ones who actually have beef with each other, right?
Yep.
I mean, the beef of, say, Austin with now just Kelly. I don't think that it's like the one of Katura and Bruce.
because their beef involves a sandwich. Maybe a beef sandwich, pastrami.
So
And,
do you feel the same, Joe?
Yes,
Either Bruce or
actually,
Katura?
yeah. Like it makes sense.
It makes sense for it to be them. But if it weren't them,
yeah,
who
it
would
could
it
be
be?
possibly something else, like, someone else.
Who would? Yeah, of course. If it's not them,
Right,
it's
right.
possibly someone else.
Uh,
Who do you
What
think
if?
it would be?
probably, it could also be
And
D or Julie talking about Sifu.
actually,
Oh.
mm,
Mm.
With his like Hadoukens and
maybe
Kamehamehas
they
and stuff.
realized maybe we could have kept J Maya, huh? Why did we keep seafood?
But they couldn't have kept J Maya for Sifu because again, Sifu was safe.
Yeah, because seafood's safe. Yeah. Oh well. Too bad
Yeah.
for them.
If it wasn't them, there's also a chance it's still gonna be about Bruce for me, but it might be one of the other Bellow people.
Mhm.
But I think that Bruce is the thorn in their thumb because they've been seeing how he's become like such a like what you said, Joe. He's had a heel turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a,
The
I
celebrity.
feel
He
I
called
feel
himself a
bad.
celebrity.
I feel bad, man, because Bruce was so cool in the
Yeah.
beginning. Weird Uncle Bruce.
Now he's like annoyed Uncle Bruce and all the kids that don't
Annoyed
do
and
his
annoying.
annoyed and
Yeah.
annoying.
He's like, get off my lawn, Uncle Bruce.
Yeah.
Like, darn kids.
Yeah. Okay. Any other predictions for the next episode? We've got two eliminations next week.
I
Yeah.
think one of them would be what's her name? Sorry. One of them might be Kelly for me. Because I think this will be this will continue the Austin amulet run. Like, hey Drew, wanna know what's gonna be crazy? Hey, what? What, Austin? I would take Kelly out. And then I'll try to run a gamma through everyone else. But it's gonna be harder than the J Maya, but I'm thinking they're gonna get a run for that one. They're gonna go run it as early as the first few minutes of the episode. Like, oh hey, J Maya's gone, right? How about Kelly? Like, he's gonna wanna get that power.
What about you, Joe?
I'm gonna
It's one of those.
I'm
It's one of
gonna
those. Hold on for your
say
life. It's an endurance challenge.
you know what I want to happen, and it's gonna be just so annoying if it does. If the two people eliminated next episode are like are Bruce and Katura. Like they've been edited to be so linked to each other, and have them to have them both go on the same day would be like, yeah, that'd be really funny. That would be really annoying though. Um, so we could go one of two ways, right? It's either the Bello Rebo War like goes on like full tilt, becomes a hot war, shall we say, and they trade one for one. And if they do trade one for one, it's probably going to be right. Here's my bold prediction, I guess. If they trade one for one, it's going to be Sifu and Bruce.
Ooh.
Or Sifu and Katura. But if the war doesn't heat up, one of the people that's going to be eliminated is Caleb.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Though I won't be surprised though. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Here's hoping that by what do you call this? By doing what he did and all of the groundwork that he's laid out, he is able to keep his alliance with, well, his apparent alliance with Reba, right? And get through because he practically has an alliance with everyone except maybe Sifu. Yeah, yeah, but if I this was also the same, isn't this also the same challenge, the same kind of thing that happened during that Franny season?
The immunity run.
Yeah, no, no, not the run, but just the challenge.
Oh yeah.
They were divided into two groups, and then each group would eliminate one from their group, but the winning group would have an advantage over the losing group. Or no, that one was the winning group were all safe. Yeah, was that it
Or
or something like that? I don't know.
we'll have the immunity. Have the tribal after the
Yeah, something
losing
like
one.
that.
Yeah.
Is this gonna be where is this gonna
It's
be
two
where
eliminations.
Yeah. Could be.
is this immunity challenge where we're going to get the payoff of D's big toe?
Oh.
Well, probably because it is that kind of a challenge where they have to put their feet inside the notches, right? It was that totem pole, and then where
Yeah.
there's notches at different levels. Probably.
So that's one of our predictions that this is going to that this is the D immunity.
The
The
demunity.
demunity. There you go.
Yeah, the demunity. The demunito.
Demunity. Oh God.
Yeah, but
Dang.
the in the previous seasons, the winning group didn't get to see the losing group vote, right? They didn't. They just came after.
Oh.
Was it,
Or
or
was it the
were
other
they
way
also?
around? I think it was the other way around, right? Like
If
the advantage was they got to see.
the
They
first
got to see
juror or
the
something.
the first. Oh, they would see the first juror because
Yeah.
the one voted out. Okay, the one voted out would immediately go to the jurors bench,
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, oh you got voted
but they
out.
wouldn't get to see the discussion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't do it like all stuff like what heroes versus villains, like they can sit in, eat hot dogs while the
yeah, yeah.
other
But
tribes
actually,
voting out.
well,
Yeah.
Jeff did say that there's a twist.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
for the
always says there's a
Yeah.
twist.
So yeah, I'm predicting that they are going to be allowed to sit in on the first tribal because
Oh.
again, we've been it's been built up that information is power or whatever, especially during the season. Several people have mentioned it already. And what better information than to actually sit in on the tribal and
Yeah.
see what people say, not just about themselves, but also about you.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's gonna be more than peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the winning tribe who'll be second to vote compared to the 43rd. Maybe a movie night at the place where good things happen. Maybe Waterboy by Adam Sandler. A good Adam Sandler movie, not Twins.
Mm.
Yeah. Like already a decade out. Like, really, Jeff? First was Gulliver's by Jack Black, and then Twins. Adam Sandler.
And
So those are our predictions.
those are my predictions.
Martin's predicting that Kelly will be eliminated.
One of the eliminations, yeah.
For me, if the blue and red teams go to war, they trade 1-for-1, where it's either Bruce and Sifu or Bruce and or Sifu and Katura.
Katura.
Otherwise, it's Caleb and somebody else. We're gonna have a payoff for the D-toe shot, and the reward is going to be sitting in the tribal of the first group.
Yep.
For whose line we are going for either Katura or Bruce talking about the other.
Yeah.
Or it could be D or Julie talking about Sifu.
Yeah. Or any of the Bello talking about Bruce.
Or any of the Bellu talking about Bruce. All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead to survivors of the week. First, we've got the castaway of the week. I think
Ooh.
that we're unanimous with this, right?
My castaway of the week is the shot in the dark.
Yeah. The Caleb in the
Finally
dark.
played Caleb in the dark. That's why he's the Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah. Caleb and the shot in the dark finally paying off after all
Yeah.
these seasons. Yeah. No question about it. Yeah, he may have painted a huge target on his back now. That's why, Jao, you said that there's a possibility that he's going to be the one voted out next week. But yeah, finally, finally. And so let's go ahead to GOAT of the week. We got. That's not J Maya. The stick bug.
Sadly.
No, not J Maya. Not J Maya. You're saying that the stick bug is the GOAT of the week, Marts?
No, not J Mike.
No,
Who
who
would be
you guys? Yeah, who would be the GOAT of the week?
Maybe Bruce. Maybe he's giving a good
Yeah.
argument that yeah, he's annoying, but I guess he's gonna be the new crazy uncle we can, bring to final two and not get any votes.
Mm.
Like a Philip Shepard for them, if you will.
Oh, yeah, that actually has been mentioned. That he's giving
Spies are
Philip Shepard
us.
vibes.
Spies
Was that
are-
by you, Marts?
Oh no, not yet. Not in this podcast. No.
No, yeah, but in our group chat, did you mention something like that?
I don't remember though, sadly.
What about you, Joe? You got
That makes sense, man. Bruce heel turn.
yeah.
Because we're getting the Bruce heel turn. He lost the week.
He will find a big ass feather, put it on his cap. And wear pink underwear.
They're both bald.
That's the
Yeah. For me, I've got someone
transformation.
different. I've got Kendra.
Oh.
Yeah, she dominated the previously on with all of her antics. And then she did
Alright,
say that she is going to try and get back at Emily, Austin, and Drew, but we have not seen
I don't
how
see
she
it,
plans to
but
do
yeah.
that. She doesn't have any agency, so she is
see.
primed to be a goat. Like bring her all the way until the end,
Yes.
and then they tell the jury, look, she hasn't done a thing. She said she was gonna go after Emily, Austin, and Drew, but she didn't do anything.
Oh,
So,
I
to me.
guess that can be my purple of the week.
nice.
And speaking of purple of the week, who's your purple of the week, Marts?
As you mentioned, her revenge plan. Where is it?
Mm.
Don't see nothing. It's all bark, bark, and gur, gur. No accent. No accent.
What about you, Joe?
Jake's ring.
Jake's ring. It got purple.
Rest
It
in
never
peace,
showed
Jake's
back
ring.
up.
No, it's there. We know it's there.
We know it's there.
We know where it is. It's just they're not showing it to us.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll always be in our hearts.
And in Jake's pocket. It's gonna be Jake's pocket, right?
Yeah. And Bruce will be eternally happy for grateful for Jake for doing that.
The twist
Jake for
is
doing
it might be in Bruce's zippered portion of his shorts as well. Is it a zipper?
Anyway, for me, my purple of the week is still while it was played at the right moment for the right reasons. Any rhyme or reason why the icon or the artifact for the shot in the dark is a die. I mean,
Yeah.
they had fire tokens before. Why not just reuse the fire tokens? They had to come up with something new.
They gotta be a new IP, I guess.
Dice Tower, man. Dice Tower.
Dice
That'd be
Tower.
amazing. And it'll fit in. Like you make it fit in with the theme of the season. Like
Yeah.
it can be like a pelican, right? With like the mouth and like you drop the dice in the mouth, and then like the dice comes out of like the pelican's butt or something. And
or like shake the immunity idol. The dice comes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So that's it for this episode. Yeah. We would greatly appreciate it, guys, if you hit the like button so we don't get voted off the channel. And like I said earlier, if you don't want to have to see our mugs while we're talking Survivor, just go to wherever you get your podcast and search for Council of Titos. At any rate, this has been Joel Parcon.
I'm a stick bug. Just for the last time.
And I'm sticking to the truth. This is Martin.
All right. We hope to see you again on the council soon. Until then, stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.